Hello, everyone, and welcome to Momentous Inspiration. We are the reboot of Witness Me, a videocast that we started about a year ago, but decided to reboot now that we have a little bit more time to put in. My name is Brian Will, and I'm from the Raleigh Meta. Here today with me is Lon Sims.
Hey guys.
We have decided to associate this videocast with Lon's blog. For those of you who are not familiar with it, I'll let Lon say a few words really quick.
All right. I've been trying to produce a little bit more content with the Momentous Tackle blog. You can find that at WordPress .momentustackle.com. And again, this is Lon Sims. So trying to produce a little bit more content this year. We had some pretty good articles following the Longshank stuff and a bunch of tournament stuff and just different things. And we're gonna try to bring back this cast of people who really seem to like the color commentary overload on the game. So this is our first go. So in about a year. So excuse any little faux pas we might do here, but we're going to give it a whirl, and we hope you all enjoy.
And we were going to name this cast Gut and String, but it actually made Lon cry when he remembered the shark nerf, so we decided to go with Momentous Inspiration instead.
I'm so salty still. Don't remind me.
We'll never stop reminding you. But our game today is going to be the first round of the Southeastern Team Championship. It features Mike Rhodes and Clay Lundy. Mike was from Dojo 1, which I believe is from Greenville, South Carolina.
Yep, Dojo 1 Greenville.
And Clay is from the Charleston meta. I cannot remember if there was a different team name. Lon?
They were just Charleston, yeah.
All right, so we are going to let this cast go full time. In the future, we may speed some of them up a little bit more, but because this was from a competitive team championship, we want to actually be able to go through everything a little more in depth. So this episode will run a little bit longer. In the future, we may try to reduce our time a little bit.
And this match here, as any of you who may have followed the STC know, this was a union on union match. So we got a little bit of a mirror for our first one today.
Yeah, we will do our best to keep everything separated and to make it clear who is covering who. And I will actually be speaking up for Clay Lundy's parts, and I will be on the right side of the screen.
And I'll be speaking up for Mike on the left side of the screen.
And you ready, Lon?
I'm ready.
Let's go ahead and start now.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
So for the dice off, we have Clay rolling a 3 and a 1 from Mike.
So it looks like they might have already gone with their captains. Oh, nope, they're doing it now.
Yes, Mike had Seasoned Brisket and Rage, as well as 2 mascots, I believe, while Clay was single captain, but with 2 mascots.
I gotcha. So here we go. So here's the reveal.
So for Clay, we have Rage with Pride.
And Mike's going with Rage and Coin.
In the video, Clay stated that he primarily picked Pride because of the possibility of Brisket 3, and he follows that up by dropping Benediction.
That's awesome. And Mike went with Mist.
And another Mist from Clay.
And looks like Mike with Gutter.
Followed by another Gutter.
Gutter on Gutter. I got Benediction coming down.
And for the final flex spot, we have Harry for Clay. And Mike taking his time deciding.
Yep. We're almost going to be 1 for 1 here, other than the mascots are different. Oh, he went with Decimate. Okay. So not quite 100% mirror, thankfully.
Yep. However,
I like that Decimate pick, by the way. Sorry.
No.
I love Decimate, man. Decimate is just does good stuff. And, she's like a sneaky goal scorer, too. So you can never really go wrong.
Well, I think that also, especially coming from coming from the receiving team, Harry has a little bit more benefit potentially for the aura that he brings, whereas I think it'll
Right,
probably
right.
be less applicable on Mike's side.
Agreed. And Harry's not a bad drop either. I mean, you get a little bit of control there with the goad and the fire. So I would definitely agree. I like the Harry pick on the receiving side.
I think the standout thing is really you basically have the almost the exact same team on both sides. Yes, you have some mascot
Yep.
differences. Pride's a little bit more active in with influence use than Coin is, but otherwise, I mean, you're seeing the same core, which I think is probably the standard Union core
Mhm.
most of the time.
Yeah, well, especially with Rage. Absolutely. You got Ben there to push people around, Gutter there to put in damage, Mist there to score goals. Sometimes Mist just wins games on his own.
I do think the interesting thing that I feel like could crop up is Harry feels more utility, whereas Decimate is more sheer damage. With
Mhm.
Molotov and Goad, Harry definitely has that utility pick.
So it looks like they're discussing the terrain. So the mud there is rough ground,
And I believe
which is how I intended it when I set up the table.
this is going to actually be played as an obstacle on both hands. To the best of my memory, neither one of them ever crosses either one. So I would.
Ah,
That is obstacle, not obstruction, right? Or do I have it
no,
backwards?
those were intended to be obstructions, but such is life.
Well,
Fortunately, I could not monitor the game. I was running the rest of the event, but kind of just set it and forget it.
oh come on! You mean you can't actually monitor this and run a 12-person or a 12-team tournament? Come on, Lon.
36 people, yeah. Oh well. I think that was the biggest U.S. event this summer, to be honest, because Spring Fling was not in the summer,
Well,
and Gen Con is Steamforge sponsored, so
and
I
it's
don't
not
know.
just that, but you're also having to balance. All the different teams are making their
Right?
selections, trying to make sure if there's any rules questions, you're having to bounce around a lot. And you were the only TO. There were no other judges, if I recall.
Yeah. And Longshanks did not have the tournament mode yet. Oh, they're talking to me. Yeah, Longshanks did not have the tournament mode yet, but it's okay. It worked out pretty well. It was a great event. So it looks like we're still figuring out deployment here.
Here we go. I think Mike's starting to deploy now.
Okay.
Also, while he is setting up, I will mention that the overlay that was used when there was recording that shows Dojo 1, Mike, and Clay from Charleston is not always current. So the other
Right. Yeah.
overlay will be the one to follow.
Yep. So if you see little white text at the bottom, it's kind of hard to read. If it was that was intended for the stream and didn't quite work out, um, and hopefully that it works out okay here because there's actually a window right behind them. So I hope that the glare doesn't get too bad.
I think I can do a little bit of post processing.
Yeah.
This may still end up people may hearing about what I'm doing to it. But Mike's deployment.
Oh, did he go ahead and do it? Let's see here. So he's got Decimate at the top, and then he's going Gutter, Coin, Rage, Mist Kicking with Benediction at the lowest point of your screen.
And for for Clay, we've got Harry with Rage below him, then Pride back to provide a little bit of gold protection, then Benediction, Gutter, and Mist on the very bottom. And Mist has the
All right.
kickoff.
Yep. Let's see what he's going to do here. It's interesting you didn't put him in the goal cover. But maybe he didn't feel like it was necessary.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. You can actually start from that point, can't you?
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of extra movement. It lets you just get a little bit further up.
I think given his placement, he's probably pretty happy.
Yeah, it's probably all right.
Uh,
Oh, he's going right into the guts. He's kicking it right into his face.
yep, succeeds the kick.
2 inches to the 1. That's probably a pretty good result. Oh, he's re-rolling it. Oh, nope, never mind. He is going to keep it. I would have definitely kept that.
Absolutely.
Keep it right just barely over the line.
It forces his hand immediately. Clay cannot let that sit at all. He has to dive right on that ball.
Yep. All right, so it looks like we're going to roll through some allocation here.
And we've got a handshake start, and we are on the clock. So what we're going to be seeing for clay is we will see 2 placed on gutter, 0 on. Excuse me, I think I have a flaw in my notes here.
Maybe he moves it.
We're gonna have 2 on gutter. We're gonna have oh no, 3 on Harry, 3 on Rage, 4 on Mist, and none on Pride or Benediction. Clay moved it. That's why my notes were actually
Yeah.
correct.
Not very often. Yeah, sometimes I put 1 on Ben on my first turn just to so he can sprint, get somewhere good. Maybe throw up a sturdy.
Sturdy was what I was thinking of, but I guess really Mist doesn't have a knockdown, so there's nobody else that really can get that much presence.
So we got Mike going with 4 on Mist, 2 on Benediction, 4 on Rage, 1 on Gutter, and 1 on Decimate. It's kind of spreading it around a little bit there.
It gives him a little bit of responsiveness. He doesn't have the ball, so I think he has to respond to whatever Clay is throwing at him.
Absolutely. And we're going. We're live.
And we've got, for Clay's first turn, we have Gutter sprinting and picking up the ball, heading back, and it looks like we'll be passing to Mist.
Nice positioning to get the Gutter in cover there.
Absolutely. And looks like it succeeds.
Oh, Clay's the guy with the 12-sided D6s. Those are so crazy looking. I would be so tilted if I was playing him. Like, what in the world is happening here?
To be honest, while originally watching this video, it pretty much tilted me trying to figure out what he was doing.
So he did hit that pass, and then Mike just moves Benediction up. He throws a sturdy on Mist.
Good first play, I think, just to make sure,
Yeah.
give Mist that protection, because he's going to be banking on trying to get some action out of Mist if he can this turn.
Yep, he's got the 4 influence on him. Probably going for that turn 1 counter goal.
Well, I think that's almost got to be his game plan in almost every way. So we have Benediction moving forward a little bit for Clay, and just sitting there.
It looks like he's within 6 inches of both Mist and Gutter for potential various plays.
I think that 6 inches is also what he needs for the Southeastern play off of Mist, if I'm not mistaken. Or not play, but
right.
dodge.
Yep. So Mike just sprints Rage up. Quick time here.
And we have one.
Wait, why am I on this video?
You were tinkering with Longshanks. So
Why did I switch it?
Oh, and I'm leaving this in. This is staying. Everybody gets to see your pretty face, Lon.
Nice.
Don't worry,
I think
folks.
what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that the matchups are correct or something like that.
And don't worry, everybody. We'll fill you in. So all that really happens here is Pride jogs for Clay.
Sweet TO cam action there.
And I believe Coin jogged for Mike, and I cannot remember if I believe he put Bag of Coffers on Mist.
Yep, and he did quick time Mist a little bit closer to that cover. He's still not there yet, but he may be able to get there with his Southeastern dodge.
Oh, absolutely. It's only within 1 inch, so that's easily close enough. So we have Harry going up. He's going to sprint up, and it's either going to be a Molotov or a goat, I'm sure.
I'd probably throw the fire here if it was me, because Mist is a hard goad target, Def 5. You just throw that fire and get in his way, make him go a different direction. Especially since I'm pretty sure they're playing that as a barrier. Didn't we say that?
Yes,
so
that's correct.
Go through that. Yeah.
But no, he's raw dogging the single dice, but he will miss.
Raw dogging the single dice goad. Ah, he missed it.
I'm actually surprised because he had 3 on Harry, so I'm not really sure why he didn't drop a Molotov.
And we got Mike here. Let's see. He's just doing a little bit of sprint with Decimate, making sure she stays in the cover there.
I think also checking some ranges to Rage and making sure that Decimate would be safe. So we've got some planning out for Clay. I think this is pretty much what you could generally expect, which is the turn
Hmm.
one goal shot from miss, trying to bounce off of benediction. Not the easiest target, but 3-2 is not. I guess that 3 is not
Yeah,
horrible to hit.
well, I mean, if you don't get it on the charge, it's pretty hard because Mist doesn't like a lot of armor.
I think he's doing a little bit of plotting out just to figure out what are going to be his
Hmm.
possible lines. I think it's looking like he comes up a little shorter than he wants to at this point, though.
Well, he should be within 6 inches of Mist, so that first template looks like his dodge, and then he's looking. I guess he's looking at a jog. Well, he doesn't have the cover, so that's probably a sprint. So he's probably trying to see if he can even charge him.
Yeah, I think he's trying to do all the planning out he can, which makes sense because you really
Hmm.
have to.
Oh
You
yeah,
need
for
this
sure.
turn one goal to go off
Yep.
for missed.
And he's only got one momentum, I think, right
Yes,
now.
he does. So he has no bonus timing right now.
Hmm.
I was a little surprised he didn't pass the ball more around internally, but he may have just thought it's better to just get the ball
Right,
to missed and not take any chances.
right. Yeah, and actually his deployment was a little odd too, because given remember we talked about how he had Harry for the potential dodges. He had Harry in a very, up there at the top of your screen versus kind of in the middle where he could have taken advantage of some of those dodges.
He may have been looking at trying to, depending on where Mike took missed though, trying to have some options around because he might have thought he might have to
Hmm.
retrieve a different direction and Harry might come into play off that. But instead, he's going to
I
activate
mean, Harry's
Rage.
not the greatest ball retriever. I don't know.
No, that's true. Although Gutter could have headed up to the other side, but instead we have Rage sprinting down to quick time missed. I think he felt like that was necessary to get all the dodges that he's going to want, including
Hmm.
I think that Southeastern dodge puts him in range of getting to cover now.
Yep, that looks about right. If we flip back over to Mike here, and I believe all he's got left is Mist and Gutter. So he's probably going to activate Gutter, yeah. He's sprinting. Can he get into melee with Harry?
No, I think that's just getting a
Not
threatening
quite.
position for
Yeah.
Gutter, which is all Gutter really wants.
Yep. And let's see some magic.
Yep, there we go. This is exactly what we were kind of expecting, is see him trying to get that Southeastern bump into the cover.
So he's just making sure he can go as far forward as he can, but getting around that corner. Yeah, they're definitely must be playing that as a barrier.
Okay, and we've got the early acrobatics too.
Hmm. To get around the corner there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good thinking, good planning on his part to set everything up correctly.
So we got the charge. Yep.
We're going to have the charge, and it looks like an poise is declared for benediction.
Is he measuring his goal range? He doesn't have an 8 inch there. I'd sure want to make sure I could figure out where I'm gonna be needing to go.
I think he,
Maybe he measured it out last time.
I think he measured it before, and he had a sense of where he needed to go. I'm going to assume in there he got a good sense of it,
Hmm.
um, and he will hit the
Those
double
crazy
dodge.
dice. Can't get over those dice.
Didn't wrap, but he got the double dodge that he needed to get within
Yeah,
range of the
and
goal.
yeah, man.
Oh, that's an easy. Yeah, if that 8-inch template is right in front of him,
Hmm.
basically. So
Hmm.
that's
And see, that's what I was wondering is if if you get unlucky and hit the single, will you still have made it?
yeah. I couldn't really tell from that measurement, but and he hits the goal. So it is now 4-0 for Clay.
Oh, Clay takes an early lead, and his mist is still live. So we'll see what he does with that.
And I think this is pretty much what we were exactly expecting at the beginning of the turn.
So here you got a choice. You can either go for a goal back, or you can attempt to win this momentum race. And if it's me, I think I go for the momentum.
I think it's going to depend on what he feels like he can do, probably. Now, the thing that I really like in general, although I think I might have kept Pride a little further up the pitch, but Pride is in a good position to countercharge most angles for mist.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. Pride is a really awkward countercharge model because its base is so fat. So like even if you were to put Mist like right in front of Benediction right there, I doubt the Lion is going to be able to get past him and in 1 inch. So it's actually really hard to get a good countercharge. I've played about 3 or 4 games of Pride now, and it can be a pain.
Well, and there is actually a pretty hard. He has to be careful, I guess, about how far he takes him forward so that he doesn't just charge Pride and then try to bounce off of Pride, which actually is a threat for Mike to do. And we've got Mike measuring out, I think, trying to make sure he stays out of Benediction's range. And this is what countercharge does.
He's trying to hit gutter without getting it in Ben's melee.
I thought he was going to try to bounce off of Harry, but although gutter is in cover, so Mist will benefit from that.
No, This doesn't have the old vitriol thing. Is that what you're thinking of?
Am I wrong? I thought.
Yeah, Mist doesn't hit harder in cover like vitriol used to.
Yes, he does. Skilled within shadow.
Does he really?
He does. I was pretty sure I had to look that up. This does gain +2 tack, so effectively +1 tack against models in cover.
I'm such a noob.
Well, I mean, you used to play Avarice and Greed all the time in Fish rather than Gutter, so.
Oh man, it's all about that Fangtooth tech.
Hey, you were running Avarice and Greed. I remember your modded Avarice and Greed.
Yeah, and they took them away from me, so I had to switch to Fangtooth.
Is this gonna be the episode of Launch Tears?
Yeah, it will be.
All right, so we've got the Southeastern bump off of Southeastern Shadow like from Mist.
I learned something new today. Mist hits hard.
Would it be more Mist dodges hard? I think would be the more appropriate.
Yeah, man. So he's gonna go ahead and dodge into gutter. Looks like he's gonna try to hit her for 1. Looks like he's 1 damage. Rough.
Yeah, that's not a promising start.
Hitting him again. Takes a momentous dodge. And swinging, not moving and swinging again. Takes a momentous dodge.
So it does look like he's following the same plan that you talked about, though, of just building some momentum and just trying to go in the next turn up.
So his last attack did nothing. And that's the end of the round. So what do we got here?
We got 2 momentum on Mike's side to 1 on Clay's side, I believe. I think that was probably the right play because now he's got the setup for the beginning of the next turn goal, or he's got some angles to charge Rage in potentially. He's got a few different options.
Do we want to pause and just kind of give a lay of the land here real fast?
I think we've got a little bit of time because they're going to keep going for a minute.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that Mist activation. I mean, I guess we'll just have to see. It's very odd. I mean, he's so far forward, and he's only up +1, so it's not like, I mean, we don't know what cards they have. We didn't write that down, but +1 is not a guarantee as it used to be. Back in the day, +1 you had a 2/3 chance of winning, but
that 2/3 chance I think hurt you more than helped because I swear I lost more +1 rolls.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what cards they have, the +1 he's definitely not guaranteed.
All right, so we're gonna have a drop of Clay dropping midfield general for +3,
and Mike drop grudge match.
That card, it's so risky.
Mike's going first, and he's singling out the opposing gutter, which does look like he may go for that golden.
That looks like it's definitely on for the missed activation first,
And they
probably.
haven't cleaned up any of those templates, so that's also kind of telling.
You know, yeah, I'm not sure. I think I would have been tempted to take Mist probably over into Harry because I feel like that 3-1, I know you lose a dice, but I feel like that it's going to help your odds.
Well, I mean, if he were to plan to run the length afterwards, well, I guess he doesn't want to shoot through all those models. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I think I agree with you.
I just think that would have given him a little bit more
Hmm.
flexibility kind of going around Harry because then he's outside away from the other models, but I can understand going after a gutter for the tack bonus.
Hmm. I bet it is better to hit the 3-1 with the one less die, though.
I'd have to run the
Yeah,
odds, but I don't think that's enough of a tack bonus to really make 4-1 the better attack.
right.
So for Clay, who is going second, we're going to have 3 on Harry, 1 on Pride, 1 on Mist, 1 on Gutter, 2 on Benediction, and 5 on Rage.
So spreading it around there, and Mike went 3 on Mist, 4 on Gutter, and 4 on Rage. And here comes Mist's activation.
I don't think you can do anything except activate Mist first
Yep.
here. Although it would have been an interesting, activation maybe to send Rage first
Mm-hmm.
and straight into Gutter and see what he can do.
Yeah, maybe. So he takes his Southeastern dodge. He still stays within 2 inches. He buys a swing. 2 for singled out, 1 for cover. And only hits a dodge.
See, this is where I think with him having Grudge Match, maybe going off of Harry could have been a little more interesting
Mm-hmm.
because with those extra couple of dice on Harry the next turn, you really get into an interesting spot.
And it looks like Rage would really like to charge Harry right about here.
Oh my god. Rage always wants to charge Harry.
It looks like there's a measurement here about getting out of 1, so he's just slightly repositioning to make sure he is in fact out of Gutter's melee.
So I think that's going to allow him to have a little bit of mobility walking over this way.
So he's walking around Benediction. He's walking into Harry's melee. He's going to end up walking 6 inches total. So he's staying in Harry's melee.
I'm going to assume he's going to
Is he
either
about to eat a
acrobatics or bounce
charge?
off of. He did not position correctly and he ended up within 6 inches, so he's going to get countercharged.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
That's a
That's
pretty
rough.
big error. He measured it off last turn, but he didn't leave it out, and he probably should have remeasured it right there.
I mean, even if you just stay a little bit closer to Harry, he was only in by a hair.
So on the counter charge, that's going to be a 2 damage predatory gaze on 3 hits.
But he's got 2 influence still, right?
Yeah, but that means that he has to have 2 influence for the goal shot now.
But he can buy it, right? He can take the shot.
He could, but he would be down 2 dice and would he have obscured line of sight since Pride's a bigger model?
Yeah, looks, well, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I would still take it. I mean, you 1 die goal, and that's a rough, man.
I thought it would be 2 die goal shooting for a 5 if he doesn't have line of sight, but I may have my rules mixed up, to
I
be
think
honest.
it'd be a 1 die goal shooting for a 5. Because he's minus 2 dice, and he doesn't have anything to bonus time.
This is a 4-8,
No, he's
right?
a 3. See, I do know that. See, this is how you know I'm a fish player. I know all the kick stats, but I don't know how things attack. Yeah, he's a 3-8.
Oh, okay. I was totally wrong. That's a rough situation to be in.
So he acrobatic out, and he's kicking the ball into space. Ugh. That was not, I don't think that was what Mike intended to happen there. I think I would have risked the goal. I would have gone for the 50-50.
I'm gonna guess that what he's really thinking, especially with benediction having no influence down there, that he was really not wanting to have the possibility of going down 8-0 from Miss getting a really easy
I
another
don't
goal.
know. I mean, that's a pretty far. I mean, I guess to kick the ball off to Gutter and then Gutter passes to Mist, and but then Rage is pretty close to being able to charge Mist where he's standing right there. Yeah.
And we have a bonus time goad on Rage from Harry, and that hurts.
Oh, Harry just goaded Rage.
And he
Hmm.
nailed it. 2 dice. He hit a 5 and a 1, I believe, but the 5 is all you need.
And he's gonna back up. Yep.
Yep, and that's going to negate a lot of Rage's best tech.
Well, I mean, it's pretty hard to negate Rage. He's still got Red Fury and Quick Time.
Yeah, but hitting that, but Rage loves to have that furious charge at the beginning to
Hmm.
land to really get involved too.
He might could charge the Lion right there if he really wanted
I'm a
to.
little worried about the distance though. The distance might be a little far. So we've got a swing on Mist from
Hmm.
Harry.
Looks like it's a push. Yep. Takes a push into the Lion.
So now throwing 6 dice, I believe, on a 5-0. No, Mist is singled out, throwing
Yep.
throwing
Grudge
more dice
match.
than that, throwing 8 dice.
Man, that was not the turn. The first activation Mike wanted.
Oof, and that's a knockdown Mist. Clay rolling some fire early. No, that is not a good start for Mike. That's going to put him behind pretty early, pretty hard.
But that activation there, although the goat is pretty huge, I mean it wasn't exactly super explosive. You know what I mean? Mike's still got some options here.
No, but I think you really need to get that
Hmm.
immediate goad on Rage because otherwise he can go into Gutter or go into Harry. You have that was a
Yep.
smart
So
first
all we've got
activation, I
there is
think.
just a quick bag of coffers on Decimate.
Get that influence in that attack. So we're gonna have a swing from Pride, doing 2 momentous damage to Mist. Pride getting some work in early.
Oh, absolutely. Pride has already earned his keep this game, as far as I'm concerned.
All it takes is one counter charge, and he's done his part in the game. I would imagine that one was up there for the possibility of trying to get a predatory gaze off, but with the ball killed, it wasn't really necessary, so he just got in the attack.
So Mike thinking here, figuring out what he's gonna do. He's in a little bit of a pickle here. He's got Mist all by himself. Rest of the team still kind of catch up. Just a little easy jog from Ben.
I think that was kind of a wait
Hmm.
and see, kind of see what he can
Right.
develop out of the situation, more likely than not.
Maybe somebody goes a little bit closer to Mist and you can charge them.
And Gutter
Oh
hauls
wow.
ass to
Yep.
get back behind Pride. I think trying to make sure that Gutter doesn't
Hmm.
get completely gacked by the other Gutter, actually.
Lion's what, a 3-1? So you can generate some hits off the Lion.
Yeah, and I think Gutter's probably within threat range from what I can see.
I'll beat up the Lion. I don't care.
I think he's got.
Put him right up base to base with a Lion, and then you can be 2 inches from Harry as well.
He might have an angle where he can go without being engaged by the line, though, which would make it. Well, I guess it's not going to really make a difference, actually. If he's engaging the line, he's still going to get the crowd from Harry. But it looks like Scudder was out from that measurement, however.
See, me and Mike, we're in the same. Great minds think alike here. So we got a charge on Pride and the Clay's defensive stancing.
think this is a smart play. Just go ahead and see. He's got the momentum to burn right
Yeah,
now,
and
and he's got a
right.
very active benediction and rage, so momentum's not going to be an issue for him.
And you get the red furies off when you do this. So that's what he's measuring right now. Is he's trying to make sure that he doesn't lose Rage's influence. He can move up and he can red fury gutter.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to avoid having to quick time if possible, just simply because you don't want to have to burn that 2 on Rage himself if you don't have
I
to.
don't think he will need to if gutter goes right there. I mean, Rage can still jog, and then red fury's 4 inches. I think he'd be good.
If worst comes to worst, he'll just sprint up and he'll lose his 1 Red Fury, but that's not an absolutely horrible situation.
All right. So there's your charge. Let's see what he rolls here. Hitting on 4-0 because of the Death Stance. And he's hitting some fire. It looks like he's got a wrap.
Yep.
So he's taking a scything blow, hitting his own mist. And then he did 1 extra damage to the lion.
I'd say that's a little bit of just
So he's trying.
he knows Mist is already going to die, so why not?
Yeah, he's trying to decide on the scything blow because he doesn't know if he wants to hit Harry to give him the rising anger. But he does in fact take it.
I'd say that's the right decision. I think just go ahead and soak it. I think you want to go ahead and start getting that damage onto Harry, especially when you've got a good target to start landing some scything blows. And if you're going to have the Red Fury from Rage, you just want to get as much as you can
start
out
blowing
of this.
Shit up. Yep. And he buys 1 more attack on Harry. Hitting on 3s.
Looks like Momentous 1 damage, I believe.
Yeah, it just takes the 1. Didn't get the 3rd column there. A little unlucky, but that's all right. 1 more swing.
Getting the wrap on a 4-1 Pride was pretty solid, so he's not coming out too badly.
Well, anatomical 4-0, throwing 9 dice.
Oh, true. Excuse me. You're right.
Yeah.
And on Harry again, it looks like he got another 2 momentous damage. Yep. That's a pretty respectable start of the damage, especially just for
3 damage scything blow and then 3 more from the other attacks. So Harry took a total of 6 there. Lion took a total of 4. Not bad.
What's Harry got about? Is he about 15? No, he's 19. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's not soft.
No, a little bit of that leftover extra health from the old crazy days, I guess.
Yeah.
That wasn't a bad activation for Gutter, though. I think God done exactly what he wanted to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he got a bunch of momentum.
If he could have hit the scything blows, it would have been nice, but you can't have everything.
He did hit the first one.
Well, I was talking about the follow-up scything blows.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. So let's see. He wrapped for 2, and then he did. So he generated 4 momentum on that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly where he wants to be. Oh, and he cleared missed conditions. We definitely think he wants to make it that 5-0 instead of 4-0. I think he's just doing a little bit of planning here. Looks like he is going to move Benediction so that he can do a little bit of pushing Gutter around.
They're both doing really well on their clocks as well. You can see it's 31, 32, so it's pretty even. And, we're about halfway through turn 2 already, so good management from both players.
Well, and especially the places where they've had to stop and think, I think were all the places that made sense. That goal run and then trying to plot out what's going to be the optimal movements. I mean, Mike, I know, has to feel a little bit further behind than he'd like to at this point, but all right, so we've got Benediction on Gutter. Looks like he gets a momentous push, but does not move Gutter at all, just leaves her right where she is.
That's interesting. Why would you not push her out?
I think because that marker is where Rage is going to end up. So I think he might be trying, because Harry's going to get the crowd on Gutter in this situation.
He wants the crowd more than he's afraid of the Red Fury. I think that's interesting. I would have bumped her back just a smidge so that you can't Red Fury hits on Harry.
Either bumped her back, or if you're going to keep her in place, bump her so she's in Pride's inside of Pride's range, so that she's
Just get her out of Harry's too. That's what I would have done there.
Yeah.
That way, because Harry's already taken 6 damage. You've popped Rising Anger. That's who he's going to be hitting.
So we did see Benediction get another momentous push, but just left Gutter in place again. Um,
I
I
don't know,
I
but we'll
think
see.
I think actually. So it's interesting. He's either willing to sacrifice Harry, on the Red Fury, and he doesn't want. I wonder if he doesn't want the possibility of Gutter ending up. I don't know. That's interesting. I understand him wanting to get Rage on the Gutter. That's
See, here it comes. He's going to do it. He's going to Red Fury hits on Harry right now. I guess he's hoping that the crowd outs save her.
yeah. I guess he's hoping for the crowds, or he's just willing to sacrifice Harry. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah. Looks like he's bonus timing it. Trying to hit that knockdown on the
Yep.
4th column. And Mist has stood up, so 5 dice, 6 dice.
And I believe he did heroic Gutter.
Yep. So he's throwing 7 here?
Yeah. So he hits that knockdown on
On
Harry.
3-0. Yeah, he hits that knockdown easy.
I think we're going to be fishing for some scything blows here on a, 2-0 Harry now?
Rip Mist.
Oh, Mist is gone. I think that might actually be a good play, though, for the just to make sure that Mist doesn't end up locked down and unable to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Second roll, hitting 2s.
So we've got
That's a scything blow.
Yep.
He's gonna kill his own Mist. Oh my god. But hey, I mean, I guess he's doing 9 damage there, so
Yeah,
why not?
he's doing too much damage not to spread around because Benediction's getting hit. If he didn't move, yeah, so that's way too much damage.
That's another scything blow. It kills his own Mist. Oh man.
Sacrificial victim.
Yep.
I don't think you can give up that damage. I think you just have to take that as the price.
Yeah, I agree with you. The so right now it's 6-0.
And I think we have one more swing still incoming. Yep, there's the last Red Fury. Oh, and he's bonus timing too, I believe.
He's spending momentum to bonus time this hit.
I think he knows how far behind he's going to be on momentum once Rage goes in and starts plowing into Gutter, so might as well burn everything that you have.
Yep, so he's scything blows again, and he's going to take out the Lion here.
So we've got 6-1. I think got everything out of Gutter that he really could have hoped for. And he spread all around a lot of initial damage. That's what he's now got 9 damage on Benediction, and he's got I believe something like 15 or 16 on Harry.
It's a lot on Harry. It was 6 before, and then
another 15 15 total on Harry. 15, yeah,
I think. So here comes Rage's charge, and then Gutter's going to defensive stance and counterattack. He didn't base. Okay, so yeah.
I think he's counting on the knockdown. He did heroic himself. So Rage is going to be swinging with Usurper. Rage is going to be throwing a lot of dice.
I just don't know how I feel about the counterattack there.
I think Mike's in a situation of just burn as much as he can, just in case.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And that's a lot of hits on a 5-1. Ouch.
I can't even tell with those funky dice, Clay.
Okay, it wasn't so bad. It was 4 hits. 5 hits and then 1 for the armor, excuse me. So he does hit the knockdown on. No, I think Mike was just playing, feeling like he had no real chance to actually get it to win the momentum race. So he's just doing all the things that he can possibly do.
And even if he, even though that was a really good Gutter turn and put a lot of damage out there, he's still going to be down quite a bit.
If Gutter dies here, which I'm going to say is a pretty valid, pretty easy assumption to make, then
It'll be 8
he's
to
going to be
1.
down 8-1.
Yeah. Don't count him out, though.
No, absolutely not. And I know you can't hear it, but my cats are knocking at the door because apparently they hear me talking and they don't like being locked out. However, it turns out that having valuable equipment is not something you want them to do. So he also stood up Harry in the middle of all of this.
Gotcha.
And has 4 momentous damage on Gutter.
It's a little question on dice there.
Well, he's throwing a lot of dice every turn, so I can understand. But he's got a pair of crowds, heroic, and usurper. So on rage is what, attack 7, I believe.
Yep.
So we're gonna have another 4 momentous damage to Gutter.
But I do just want to point out, look at Clay's clean play there, removing the failures and leaving the successes for his opponent to see.
I don't know how his opponent can tell because there's too many sides to those dice. I'm sorry, we missed 4 momentous damage in there, and then that was the last attack from Rage.
Yep, and Gutter just got pulled. Yeah. So yes, it is in fact 8-1.
That's a bit of a hole. That's not where Mike wanted to end up, especially when he thought he had that goal to take him to 4-4 early on.
And just a reminder, that ball is way up there in the corner. So at least it's not like we've got an easy missed goal to just go ahead and end this game 15 minutes in. It's still going to be some more brawling here.
I think that's probably part of the other reason that he kicked the ball so far out to the side is to try to buy himself as much time as he could.
Could you bring the lion on and kick the ball to Harry and get it back live? See, this is how a fish player thinks. Bring your mascot on, get that ball live again.
I mean,
he's 8 points.
He could, but Harry's also a really easy target to pick the ball off of, so it's got some risk to it. It may not be the worst decision, but it's not inherently the worst decision or the best. I don't know. It's a risky tactic. Put it that way.
Or get it to Gutter even. I think Pride kicks 6 inches.
That might be right. I haven't actually gotten to play against Pride yet, so no, only 4.
Only 4. It's a 2-4. Yeah.
So we had some decimate and miss sprinting, but no other action. I'd say.
And that's it. That wraps the turn, right?
I'd say that after that first activation, Mike got about as much as you could ask out of it, but that first activation was.
Yeah. I mean, let's not count it out. He put out 9 times 3 plus a knockdown.
No, he's got the damage out there in all the right places. I think he would have liked to have gotten Gutter, but where he's at, it's not a bad spot. But
it's pretty bad. 8-1 is pretty rough.
Well, I was talking about in terms of the damage. He's got the setup for the following turns. The problem is, can he last that long?
Yeah. So I think our cards here were Mike played Get Back In There to get the little bit of a extra, and then Clay is Lone Striker, so he's going to have -1 attack on his first activation, and Clay is going to go first.
Get Back In There was a really nice card to have with the turn that Mike had. That's going to get Gutter and Mist much closer back to the action, which Gutter is so critical for the damage that Mike wants to deal, especially to get those scything blows off. So we're going to see Pride just coming back on. I guess he just wants to keep him near the goal, keep that counter charge alive. As a former Alchemist player, I did the same thing with Compound, except Compound tended to die a lot less. But
Compound's not a mascot.
No, Compound is a battery.
He a mascot with Rush Keeper. Oh, and just do remember that mud is rough ground, so he can't shoot his Gutter coming back on a million miles.
No, that's true. That is not fast grounded. It will slow him down.
He's got the +2/+2 from the returning in. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see Gutter scream back on the field in that direction anyway.
No, not at all. So we're going to see 2 on Harry, 3 on Gutter, 3 on Benediction, and 4 on Rage for Clay.
So we got Mist coming in, Get Back In There, going 8 inches, real far from Mist. Maybe eyeballing that ball marker up at the top there.
I think that's
And
probably the right place to bring them
yep.
back in. With the concentration in the middle of the field and
Mm-hmm.
where Mike's players are, bringing them back in. He's got support from Decimate, relatively easy angle for Rage.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him into the bottom would have bought him nothing because of the places of Clay's players, I think.
Board state wise, I still favor Clay.
I think at 8-1, it's really hard not to.
Well, even aside from score, I mean, just the way his model's positioned all nicely in a little nice happy family there, where Mike's stuff is coming back on damaged and is a little bit more spread out.
Oh, this is a bold. And he nails
Ooh,
the.
the single dice roll and go. Oh, I got the 6.
Oh, Mike has to be a little bit on tilt.
That's so much nuts there.
Especially because with Rage's positioning, he was in
Mm-hmm.
perfect range to absolutely destroy either Harry or Benediction if that misses.
That's a long go. Did they actually measure that 6 inches there?
I'm gonna assume he did. I may have missed the measurement in there, but
Yeah, that seems like a long 6 inches to me, but who knows?
um, yeah, that feels a little far. But like I said, I didn't.
It's all good. Get that Molotov down.
A little bit of extra control over the position, but
You just run him behind that
just
forest.
keep Rage's
Yep.
charge out of the way as much as possible. And that's also going to take Decimate. That's also going to take Decimate out of play for killing Harry, which I think was probably a very valid worry on Clay's part early.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Mike's influence allocation is going to be 1 on gutter, 1 on mist, 2 on benediction, 3 on decimate, 1 on coin, and 4 on rage. There may not be 1 on coin actually. I don't think there is 1 on coin
No,
actually.
there wasn't, but he did just call for Benediction.
I gotcha. Okay.
I mean, Coin can participate without doing without any influence. It's one of the great things about him.
Oh yeah, I like coin. I'm excited to get my hands on Sakana. Start playing with some bag of coffers and fish.
So it looks like Gutter is trying to kind of peel. Oh wait, no, repositioning Gutter a little bit. Yeah, repositioning Gutter back. I think Clay was thinking about going to retrieve the ball with Gutter, but may have felt like that took Gutter too far out of things.
Mm-hmm. Going the other way.
Yeah, I guess trying to spread, he's probably trying to deny any easy points. Thing is that Mike is behind, but there's a lot of damage already scattered out between Harry and Benediction.
Yep.
So
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
um, Clay does have to be very wary of that, and he doesn't want Gutter to get caught up in that mess too. So we've got Benediction on Benediction action. That's just confusing. I think I need to go watch Inception now.
Red Benny versus Black Benny.
It is nice that Mike has his bases marked, so it's making it a lot easier to tell them apart.
Yeah, I try to do that too. I think it looks good on the pitch as well.
It does. Is that a knockdown, I believe?
Yep. Knocks him down.
And Mike did bonus time that to guarantee it also.
Mm-hmm. So he doesn't get his poised counterattack. He's hitting him again.
I don't know if I would have used the poise there. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I'm not really sure that was a particularly useful one because Benediction's knockdown chances on a bonus time are pretty high.
I mean, his knockdown is not into the fourth column. So
yeah.
I mean, and you're hitting a 3-2 and you're throwing just base dice at him. So, I mean, it's.
No, he bonus timed and bag of coffers, so.
Oh, right. So he's throwing 7 dice on a 3-2.
Yeah.
That's a 26% chance to hit a knockdown.
I guess. Yeah, it's not the worst counter. I mean, he may have felt like he wasn't going to get a better opportunity for it too. So.
And if he fails and you get to push him, then he wastes 3 influence, which would have been.
Yeah, that is
huge.
True. Although at least I mean, he would have been able to apply like sturdy to rage or be able to get a little bit of action because Benediction should have still been in range for rage, I believe.
He didn't base him, did he?
No. It looks like I'd say there's about half-inch gap between them, best as I can tell.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And Benediction, like we said, is knocked down. So.
So he takes the double push here.
Yep.
And just pushes him right into rage.
Yeah, I think just trying to buy the possibility that Rage will get as much as he can.
Mhm.
So we're going to see Benediction activate for Clay, and start swinging on Rage.
Stand up. Whips it.
So it looks like he's got the Momentous double push,
Hmm.
which is exactly what he wanted.
And he'll probably leave him within 2 so he can hit him one more time.
Yep, absolutely. Got one more momentum. The only other target's Benediction, but I think Rage is the better target. Get him out, keep him from having that furious charge.
And this should put him out of even quick time range if he hits it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He would have to. I think a single push wouldn't get him out of range, if I'm not mistaken. But
Hmm. But the double push does.
yeah,
So he's at least 3.5 inches away now,
yeah.
if not more.
I mean, I think that's pretty predictably the play that he wanted was keep Rage out of things, so Rage doesn't
Yeah.
hit those really good damage results on his part.
But you know what? That's what Red Fury's for.
No, Rage's influence is very rarely dead. It's one
Yep.
of the nice things about him.
I think a little bit before you really started getting back into the game, I played a little spree of Rage, and man, I used to think Corsair was the strongest captain in this game. Whew, Rage is a dirty boy.
So we got Mike sprinting missed, clearly just trying to threaten getting that ball back. Which at this point I think is about all Miss is going to be good for. So
Yeah.
he's going to be good for crowds and he's going to be good for ball retrieval.
Be careful, man. I hope that he's not 4 inches from that pitch edge because Harry could go over there and shove him off.
Harry's already activated though, so.
Right.
Oh, you're saying next turn, yeah. Although, I mean, miss counter on Harry isn't bad odds to get him back out of the way. So, but we have Rage charging Benediction. It looks like, who Death Stanced and countered, used his poised, but he will get knocked down.
Yeah. So he hits all those successes, but he just ends up taking a knockdown anyway.
Well, with the counter, that makes sense because
Mm-hmm.
if he hits even the single push, he can get Rage out of the way. Since Rage did not base him.
He didn't wrap, right?
No, tack 7, he hit 7
So
dice.
like so all those extra 4 dice really don't mean much.
No, Rage then does heroic himself. He did not heroic himself before, which I think was an oversight on his part, but it didn't make any real difference.
Mm-hmm.
He might have been able to wrap.
He might have not had the momentum.
He did from the momentous pushes, I thought, from Benediction.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
And we have a wrap and 7 damage to Benediction.
Golly.
Those are some solid dice.
Choo-choo Rage Train.
He hits like a truck, that is for sure. Maybe not the Fangtooth truck, but...
Hey man, yeah, unleash. Kill your own squid. Coming forth at Springpoint.
So we've got another 4 momentous damage on top of that initial 7. And another 4 momentous damage.
Man.
The Rage Train is... Although he's hitting a 2-2. I mean, it's not... With Heroic and with the crowd, that's pretty legit.
Oh, I don't think it's in any question on... He's a little bit... I mean, I wouldn't even say he's a little bit hottest. It's probably average, honestly.
Yeah, and Benediction...
He's not getting any ones, though, which I can see is frustrating, Mike.
So, can you think of much worse position to be in than down 10-1? Although, Mike does have Decimate still fully active as well as Rage's full stack. So, Mike does have a lot remaining. He's not out.
Yep. So Mike right now is asking him if he's used all his influence, and Clay said yes. So Mike really kind of has a little bit of free reign on this turn from here.
Well, this is, Mike's not in a good spot. You never want to be down 10-1, but Mike does have a lot of influence to burn. He's got a lot of damage potential with Decimate and Red Fury out there, and he's got a lot of damage already on Benediction, and he's going to be able potentially to tie down Rage. There's worse spots to be in
Yep,
positionally. I mean, you don't want the scorer.
and that's what he's doing. Right. His board state is not bad right now. So he's taking a 2 damage dodge, and he's going to take another 2 damage dodge.
He's not actually dodging. He's just staying in place so far.
Hmm.
Trying not to get any crowds.
He's got to be careful, though, that he gets her back within 4 inches of rage for the Red Fury.
Um,
Looks a little bit far right here.
yeah, I'm gonna guess he can quick time. He can quick time to get
That's
within
true.
4 inches.
But then that's -2.
Yeah, that's not optimal. And ooh, that's a bit of a rough roll. Bit unfortunate, but he will still.
So he missed one?
Yeah, he only hit one. He hit one, so he'll still land a 1 damage dodge. It's the nice thing about Decimate. If you
Hmm.
hit anything, you're building that momentum and that dodging. So it looks like Decimate will be in the middle of both Rage and Benediction.
Hmm. Man, how's he gonna... Whoa.
Oh, oh,
Wondering...
now that's interesting. So Mist did stay in place for Clay. He did not. Clay did not move Mist.
So Mist just activated and did
Yes.
nothing, basically. So here we got Gutter sprinting into Benediction. Uh-oh. There's your Red Fury right there.
Yep. I wonder if Mike felt like that was already in range, or if that was just a little bit of luck on his part. Because I know he hadn't measured it before, and I'm sure he didn't want to measure that. He wanted to be very cautious about it. But
Hmm.
um, I think Benediction's damage is, he's got a lot of damage on him at this point, so he may have felt
Yeah.
relatively safe quick timing Rage, and still getting Decimate's attacks. But now he has
Right.
Gutter, who is
Well, I
your.
think he planned on that now that I think about it, because he put one influence on her. So he was planning on doing something similar to
Well,
this.
he at least wanted to sprint her back into the game too. So
Hmm.
Pride jogs, sets up that counter charge positioning again. I think that's pretty much where Pride's going to live the majority of people's games.
Yep, and here comes the thunder.
Oh, I think Gutter's about to get some money's worth. And I believe a heroic was played on Gutter. Get all those bonuses.
Just rolling the 6 dice, no heroic.
And got the knockdown on Benediction. That's a pretty good start. Get it down to the 2-1.
Yep. Should be easy pickings.
Oh, Benediction is like candy to Gutter.
Oh, yeah.
So we got
That's
the
a
scything
scything blow.
blow.
Yep.
Yep.
I wonder if he's going to turn on the heroic. Did he turn it on just there?
I believe he turned on the heroic already.
Okay.
I think so at least.
So now they're scything blow.
And it wraps actually.
Oof.
Solid dice. Yes, it did.
Yep.
So that was scything blow plus 2 damage. So if he did 2 damage on the wrap, then yes, heroic was up. I don't think he hit the scything blow there. I
No.
don't believe.
Man, how is he not dead? How?
I think we may have missed some healing in there. I think
Yeah.
that Benediction actually did heal up. Plus, he does heal up 2 damage at the beginning of the turn.
Right.
So that would undo actually a lot of the scything blows. If he healed himself, then he would be down to only 3 damage on himself.
Mhm. So that's the end of the turn there. So it looks like we're still 8-1. If correct me if I'm wrong there.
10-1.
10-1. Excuse me.
Because we've got a miss, Gutter, and Benediction death, and the first goal.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike is up 6 momentum to 3 on Clay, so Mike has a lot of.
Yep.
He's got a good buffer to be able to play whatever cards he feels like.
And Rage can finally do some dirty work on his own.
Oh, Rage is going to get real dirty. So Clay's got sees the initiative.
Okay, so Clay's trying to go first again, but I don't think he quite got it.
No, I think that I can't remember the value on Go for the Knees, but that +3 buffer means that as long as
Mm-hmm.
Mike played a 5 up, then he was pretty safe.
Let's see. Go for the knees is +5. Yep. Go for the knees is one of the good ones. I think that's one that a lot of people, underestimate. It's just a nice, solid
Oh,
card.
yeah, +1 tack is always a very solid effect. Being farmers, Tater is one of my favorite targets for that.
Oh yeah.
Tater loves that +1 tack. Millstone's solid too, though, especially when you're playing something like a Grange match.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that +1 and then the honest labor, she lays out some damage.
So what they're doing right now is their dodges from Clay's seize the initiative. So Mike has to dodge first. So he's going 4 inches, kind of right to the middle of the field.
And I think that's a very smart decision to say, just get Clay's getting his rage back out of line of sight of the other rage. Um, that could have turned out very poorly having the two rages fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I think
First person to pull the
Mike would have
trigger
been in
probably
much
gets
better
that one.
position.
Yeah. Good clock management again. We're at the top of turn 4, and they both have about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, they're extremely even. I felt like Clay's up on score, but Mike is in field
Mm-hmm.
position right now.
Yep,
Feels like he's in the better field
for
position.
sure. Especially with that rage retreat. I mean, I don't think that was the wrong thing to do, but it definitely, you kind of left Benny all alone there.
No, I think he kind of had to though, because if Rage Legendary's here, charging into Rage, I'm assuming that from the placement that Decimate had an Ench on Rage, that could have Clay could not afford to lose his Rage before that.
Well, my thought is, depending on how low Ben is, Decimate just kills him and then moves into Rage so that Rage can't charge. And then Mike's Rage comes in.
That's actually a very good possibility. Alternatively, there's also the possibility that Gutter could have gone finish off Benediction and then come around to the
Mm-hmm.
backside of Rage, and Rage is completely hemmed in at
Oh
that
yeah.
point. So for Clay, there's going to be 1 on Benediction, 2 on Harry, 4 on Rage, and 4 on Gutter. I believe. I may be missing 1 because I think that he should have. I think he lost 1 from Seize the Initiative, but he should
Mm-hmm.
have 1 more from his goal, so I may be missing 1 in
Maybe.
there.
And Mike has 4 on Rage, 4 on Gutter, 4 on Decimate.
That looks
Yeah.
right. That's exactly what I would
It's
expect.
beat down time.
Yep. No matter what, there's no way that at least 2 models are not going to take a lot of damage for Clay.
And do note the 2 on Harry from Clay. I mean, that means he could get that ball and kick it off.
Yeah, I'm not either that, or maybe he's looking at doing what you were talking about. Maybe trying, if Mist is within 4 inches of the edge, maybe just
Push him off.
taking a gamble.
So we got a Rage here charging in on Benediction. Imagine that's going to be the end of Benediction.
Yeah, with everything that Gutter hit last turn, as well as Decimate, even that 2 health that he healed back, that's not going to be enough to survive Rage.
When does he heal the 2? Is it activation or turn?
I thought it was maintenance phase. But we can take a look really quick.
Maintenance phase, right? It's just like Haro, right? Is that what Haro does, or his is activation?
No, his is maintenance phase. I believe it is also before, because I believe it's the same thing that he does it before conditions.
Gotcha.
So that he's not healing right back up from the conditions. That is correct, yeah. So Rage charges right into Benediction.
Does Momentous 2 damage, plus another Momentous 2.
Oh, and he did pop the Legendary,
Nice.
by the way. So he's clearly just going into full damage mode at this point. And Mike actually saying he popped the Legendary may be unnecessary, but he popped it partially just to keep Clay from coming into him, making Clay be extremely cautious on his place.
But Clay only needs 1 kill. I mean,
Yeah,
I am wondering about how close. I'm
but
gonna have to look at this map and see how thick these green lines are because I think Harry might get pushed Mitch off the pitch.
yeah, I don't have a good sense. The biggest problem he might be facing though is if Miss counters and hits Harry for anything, he might be able to dodge far enough back on, which he
Hmm.
could have probably given. But I mean, I've been guilty of this. Might be a little single-minded in what he's
Hmm.
looking at. He might be a little like hyper focused on other things and just not seeing it, and that's not really that
And
uncommon.
you only need one kill. I mean, and you got Rage. I mean,
That
can Rage
said,
not charge right now and just kill Decimate or?
well, Gutter is actually on full now because of Life Drinker from 8 different, excuse me, 4 different swings, as well as a using some momentum to heal up.
Hmm.
So
So Harry is moving up, and man, he loves those goads. I think that's his third turn in a row with the first activation goad.
I'm not sure I agree with that one though. I think that might have been. I'm not sure that that was the best one because that's bringing Harry, and Harry's still pretty low on health, I think.
Yeah, I don't recall Harry particularly being healed, but you know, you never know.
No, I that's bringing Harry back into a vulnerable range, which I'm not sure I like very much.
And he just missed that goat also.
Yep. Well, he was going for a single dice 50-50
Well, he was
shot.
due to miss one. Yeah, he had to miss one every now and then.
Oh, as many as he's hit already, I think he was due to miss one. Although he did bonus time the first one, so that was bonus timing on trying to hit a 4 is not the worst. So it looks like we got some gutter action here. Um, if I'm not mistaken, gutter is swinging into pride now.
So he's getting +1 for the car. He's bonus timing.
Yep. And looks like he hit the scything blow.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me, he wrapped and hit that, and so tack 1 damage onto that.
The lion. No.
Mike's dice are firing.
There he goes.
Yep.
Is he in melee of the other model there?
He's in melee with Rage, yes. Rage just ate a pair of scything blows also.
He's hitting him again. Lost his bonus. Still
Well,
+1.
he's still got +1 dice, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
He does a Momentous 2. I think he was just 1 away from killing him there.
From killing Rage.
Rage is real low.
This is his first damage Rage is taken, isn't it?
I just heard it, but I didn't.
Yeah. So Rage has taken 2 scything blows and then a momentous 2 damage right there. So that would be what, 8? So Rage would be on 9 at this point.
I gotcha. Well, that's Decimate can do 9. Pretty simple.
Excuse me, that's going to be actually 10. Two scything blows.
Well, Decimate
No,
really
9.
only hits 8. So
Yeah.
I can take that back.
No, it is 9. Because it is 9 because of the wrap on Rage. Excuse me. So Rage is knocked down. And took 1 damage on the last attack. And the score is now 4-10 in favor of Clay because of Pride going off the table.
What was it again?
Killing the mascot.
10-4?
10-4 Clay.
Mm-hmm.
So Rage clearing conditions and walking into gutter. And Mike declares the counter. And that hurts.
Oh.
Rage hit absolutely nothing on Gutter. Gutter going for the push
Bonus
or the
time hand,
knockdown.
yep. And the push is not that hard to get.
No, it's only on 2.
Oh, he got the knockdown. That might be a little bit of a turning point right there. He just lost a stack of 3.
Yeah, he lost a stack of 3. I think that might have been a misplay. Also, I think there was a misunderstanding. Clay thought he could still quick time out, but character plays could not be used when you're on the ground. So I think Clay thought he had the backup of getting Rage out.
Well, why would he not spend momentum? Did he not have any?
He spent momentum to stand. He spent momentum to stand up at the beginning because Gutter had knocked him down previously.
Oh.
That was.
And then he moved.
That's where I think he
yeah.
made. I think he made a bit of a misplay activating Rage so soon.
Decimate might come in and kill him if he's on 9 health.
Yeah, well, did you catch how much damage that was?
That was 3 just there. So that could do it if he gets 333. So he's on 5 health right now.
I actually think Mike is intentionally shorting himself a little bit here.
Just did 2 in a dodge.
Because Clay has no way to disengage Rage. And I think Mike's setting up for the next turn, actually.
It's never a bad idea to kill a captain at the top of a turn.
I would never do that to Shark.
He's got 3 left here. So he could kill him here, but he...
No, I think it sounds like Mike is going to intentionally short, if I'm not mistaken.
So you just put him down to 1 health. And he's got 4 inches of dodge to play with right here with 11 momentum.
Getting Decimate and Harry to set up.
Oh, I'm moving my thing here.
Well, it was kind of leached out from the light, but I think you might have had the score backwards there.
Yeah, I certainly do. So that score is flip-flopped. See, because it's Mike that said it, and normally you say your own score first.
Yeah. No worries. So Clay's going to take Gutter and the Gutter, staying at maximum melee.
And again, for those of you watching this series, I did not know that this text was going to be there, so please excuse that. I thought that was just going to be on the Twitch stream, and well, such is life.
We were getting a little bit of learning experience, and I'm the one who had done all the videography in the past, so Lon didn't really have any good way to know because I was not able to make it to this tournament.
Okay. We'll live. So something just happened, and they're laughing about it. I didn't really see.
He rolled too many dice, okay. I believe. So we've got 2 hits on Gutter.
He's corrected him to 3 hits there.
Oh, okay. That's right, because of the yes. And a counter was declared by Mike, I believe.
Yeah, I can tell that Mike is feeling loose now. His teammates must have told him.
Well, I think Clay's starting to feel some pressure, just judging from some of the decisions he's making, because, yeah, he just got counterattacked and knocked back out of range of Gutter, so he just lost the rest of his stack.
Right.
I think Clay was getting a little tight. Yep. And, I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, he got up early, but the board positioning is definitely favoring Mike at this point.
And again, just a reminder to everyone, the graphic is incorrect there. It's 4-10 in favor of Clay. He only needs 2 points.
But Clay doesn't have an obvious way to finish that 2 points right now.
And Mist is like not doing anything the whole game. other than his first goal, which I'm not 100% sure I agree with.
No, I think, unfortunately, I actually wonder. I can understand why he might not have wanted to, but wonder if a run the length might not have been the better decision. Um, just go ahead and burn the one momentum he got off the goal, but try to get Miss back so that maybe if he retrieves the ball, that Miss could be in position for a turn two. But instead, Mist is just
Right. Well, here we just see a bunch of little repositions. Benediction chases, missed a little bit, heals up. Mike's missed, engages Harry.
What do you think are the chances Benediction catches Mist?
Not a lot. So they're doing cards now. Mike plays Keep Your Chin Up.
We got a wing back from Clay.
Keep Your Chin Up lets him clear a condition.
Yes, and wingback, I believe, is a shadow-like dodge if you're within 8 inches of the board edge.
Because remember the old wingback card, which was the -1 charge thing? I think that was season 2.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that is
it
now fullback or fallback or something like that.
It makes me salty.
I've had a grand total of 2 or 3 games since from coming back in since they released the new cards, though I still haven't really learned them entirely.
I just have bad memory. I can't even remember that Mist gets attacked in shadows.
So I'm going to go out on a really, really steep limb here and say a lot of damage is about to occur.
Oh, yeah. So Mike's got 4 on gutter, 3 on gutter, 4 on rage, 3 on decimate, and 2 on mist. So he is loaded up.
And we're looking at having Clay has 4 on gutter, 1 on benediction, 1 on mist. I believe that's 2 on rage, and 3 on pride. Although I'm a little bit early, I'm working off my notes, so I apologize because I'm kind of jumping the gun there.
It's all good. We're getting pretty. And again, it is 4 points Mike, 6 points Clay right now.
And we're also recording this at 1:15 in the morning right now, so. And I've been up since 7 yesterday morning, so I'm a little tired.
What? Go to bed.
There's still a few minutes left.
I wonder how much extra camera time is on the end of this video.
I think you left about 20 minutes, if I recall right. I don't think we're going to have any need to narrate that entire time.
Yeah, we will. It's okay.
And the box is still sitting here with all the models in it.
Right, so we got a gutter attack on rage. Takes Momentous 2, pulls him off the board.
And that's the way you want to start every turn when you're a damage team.
Yep, so he's at 6 now. So 6 for Mike, if memory is correct. He's engaging Harry here.
So I believe Clay's gutter has no damage, but Harry is damaged. So I believe this is just going ahead and getting as much damage out as possible.
Mm-hmm. Attack 5 plus 2 crowds. It's gonna take the deliberately not scything blowing. Seems like a good plan.
Especially since I believe that he's never actually healed his mist, so he might just end the game for Clay.
Clay is at 10 points. Do not listen to the graphic. Yep. So he did 2 damage to Harry, and then we're rolling again.
Is that a wrap, looks like?
It is a wrap.
And I believe 2 kills on pride. We've got a Harry, got a rage down, and a benediction. That's
actually 10 points for Mike, I believe.
2 pride, that's 2 points. Benediction, 4 points. Rage and Harry, that would be 8.
8? He said 10 on the stream. I wonder, are we missing something?
I don't believe I'm missing anything.
Hmm.
Not unless I could be missing something along the way, but regardless, Mike is now within range of definitely seeing it into this game. And I think that's missed with a very, very easy shot at the ball right there.
Uh-oh.
So in the meantime, Gutter ran south because Gutter wanted no more of this.
Right. Gutter's going home. Gutter's like, screw this noise, I'm going home. And here we got Decimate going into the line with a charge. Down one for cover.
I think this is the only target the Decimate could actually get
Yeah.
into, so
Just bank that momentum.
yeah. If Mike had one more on missed, I think the game would end right here, actually.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. That ball is in a pretty wild spot.
If he glides starting in cover, he gets the extra 2 inches plus acrobatics
Mm-hmm.
and an 8-inch kick.
Yeah, you might be right.
But with only 2 on him, he can't sprint and acrobatics.
So Decimate did 3 damage to the line. The line countered and didn't hit anything, and now he's rolling another attack on the line.
And Decimate's initial was a charge,
Mm-hmm.
so Decimate only got 2 attacks. Not that he needed a lot more on at this point. The line does come back on with 7 HP, so it's not.
It's not nothing.
No,
It's pretty good
for mascot. That's really good. So Clay's going to heal up Pride, because Pride has taken quite a bit of damage.
And we got a attack on Decimate twice, not doing anything. Lion whiffs.
But did put up the predatory gaze, so that was, I guess, to help stop what we were talking about a minute ago.
So Rage is activating. Looks like he's just gonna take some jogs. He's sprinting.
Don't think we're going to see a lot more action this turn. The lion's the only target that's really in range. And Mike and Clay have been talking about the fact that Mike's clock is getting low. That's
5 minutes looks like.
Well, Clay's been losing activations, so that clock differential, and Mike's been a bit more in command.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Clay's has just simply been trying to clear out and not lose from a bad positioning instantly. So, although I don't think anybody's ever going to mistake this for a good point for Clay right now.
It's looking pretty rough. Mike is turning this one around.
This has been really quite a game.
I wonder how many beers in he is right now, the drunken master.
Maybe that's what it is. I forgot. Mike is fueled by. He plays better when he gets drunker, doesn't he?
Well, they when I got there, I got to the venue around 11 or so, and they immediately took a cooler out of the back of the truck and just started pre-gaming, and like before the event came. So they're already lubricated, the dojo.
So we saw a benediction reposition, then a coin, then a miss, then a benediction.
Gotcha.
So I think at this point we are back onto Mike with having the last activation.
So probably Mist will go up there and grab that ball and then hopefully finish the game, is what I'm thinking. He's up on momentum right now.
I don't think he can finish it right now, so I think it's a first activation of next turn, yeah. This has been definitely, if you had told me an hour ago this is the position we'd be in, I would have thought you were crazy. But Mike has made all the right decisions. I think Clay made 1 or 2 misplays, especially with unfortunately getting into a position where Rage got knocked down on the counterattack by Gutter. But I think part of that was a misunderstanding. He thought he could quick time Rage back out, and that made a big difference.
Yeah, they're on their last card, so they're just flipping it.
So we have Clay playing back in the game.
And Mike is playing fallback.
And judging by the goal line, he's easily within 8 inches, so that's going to be a one. That will be a
One die charge if he wants it.
one influence charge. Yes. Mostly, I have to give full credit to Mike though, because I think his positioning has been on point from pretty much every follow-up step of the game.
If he can sink this shot, he's got it. I think if I'm Clay right here, I hope he misses, and then I bring Rage right on in his face, and hopefully I can kill Mist.
And I know that Mike also was hoping any damage he could get into the line was also a bonus, but this is also where Mike thinking ahead, tying down the line, means that for one, he's got a crowd, which counters the goal cover, but also the line has no counter charge.
But if he misses, then Rage can come in and smash Mist, and if Mist misses the shot,
yeah, but Mist should be in tap in range. This is legitimately for Mike to be in this position with where he was down 10-1.
I mean, what else do you do though? I mean, you've got to play your outs. So he's got to bring Rage on right where he did.
Yes, absolutely.
So we got Mike charging the Lion. He's got the -1 for the game plan card.
And we're going to see a counter, not a counter, a defensive stance from Pride, because why not? You have nothing to lose at this point. So at this point, if you are Clay, you're hoping for some really bad dice.
And again, just because that graphic is there, I'm just going to reiterate. The score right now is 8 to Mike, 10 to Clay.
Yep.
Attack 4 base, 1 for a friend, 1 for cover, 4 for charge. Rolling on flat 3s. Flat 4s because the def stance.
And that's enough. Yep. And that's enough to... He actually wraps. Oh, my lord. 3 inches of dodge?
No, I think he said the wrap doesn't do anything. Yeah, because he's just taking the momentous double dodge.
Oh, that's right. The dodges are on... Miss first dodge is on 2, isn't it?
And he'll attack him again.
I have never actually been... I've never actually fielded Mist. Well, I played Alchemist when Harry was all the...
Oh, yeah.
The slightly OP rage.
So he hits 4 again and takes another momentous double dodge.
Which he doesn't even really need to take here. The acrobatics. So he has 2 momentum, he has the bonus time, he has the shot. Yep. He's got the tap in.
4 I tap in with bonus time. Let's see it.
And that's the epic comeback completed, folks.
That's it. Wow.
And Mike down to 1:41 and Clay at 11:54. But
what a comeback, though. Seriously. What a comeback.
That was some very on-point play from Mike. He got all his positionings right. He made the right decisions. He scattered out all the damage he needed to. So the thing that's really deceptive about this is that despite the score, Mike had spread so much damage across Clay's team that it put him in a really good position to score a lot of easy points.
And it just goes to show you, don't give up.
No.
I mean, Mike was down 10-1 in this game and then came back to win 12-10. I mean, that's incredible. And, and it also goes to show you that sometimes the score, like if you were just to pop in on a game and check the score doesn't tell the whole story. I mean, if you look at those last few turns of that game, Mike had complete command of the board, complete board position advantage. It's just very well played, tempo.
Yeah, and
just keep the tempo.
Well,
keep going.
Mike realized. Mike had that basically really one misplay, which was not double checking the range of where he was placing Mist on that second turn. But other than that, he played a very tight game. He made the sacrifices he needed to. Sacrificing Mist, I think ultimately it felt a little weird at the time, but it actually turned out very well for him. And it also let him control when Miss died, because Miss was going to die eventually, so it actually gave him a lot of control over that.
Right, and I mean, he didn't. It wasn't on purpose. I mean, he admitted later in the game in the voice that he said he thought he eyeballed it and he thought he had it out, but he didn't. Um,
But that's the only real misplay I can identify
yeah.
from him. I thought everything else he constantly
Oh
set
yeah.
up. He managed to keep Rage despite getting hit with Goad
Hmm.
over and over and over. He kept Rage in the correct positions to still have an influence over the game.
Right. Absolutely, and it's just like kind of a primer on how hard it is to kill Rage's influence.
For Clay's part, I mean, I think he set up turn one exactly right, and he did what you would want to do on turn two. You know, it's interesting because Harry really had a pretty big influence on keeping Rage from charging where he wanted to,
Hmm.
but after that, Harry felt like he kind of went a little. He started to feel a little lackluster.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'm definitely gonna measure my mat because you see where the C is. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna overlay this graphic, but right where that C is, that's where Mist was standing right below that. I almost wonder if that's 4 inches from the edge, and you take that risk. The other thing that I noticed on Clay is, toward fourth, fifth turns, later half of that game, he got a little timid. He just kind of started running away. You're up 10-1. I mean, I throw some models in there, throw some punches, take some risks. You just got to kill one person.
yeah,
Could Rage not really kill Decimate from full? I think I would have tried to go for it.
Decimate's what, a 4-1, I believe, and 14
Hmm.
boxes. Looking at Guild Keeper right now.
Got to charge
Um,
and charge in 4 attacks.
if you so I don't know, I can't. Yeah, Benediction was in with Rage, or in with Decimate. So had Rage gone in, could have heroic himself. Um, I was trying to take a look at Decimate has double dodge on two, so really you're going for the
Yeah.
knockdown from that Rage, but on a
Let me put it this
charge,
way. Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You're up 10-1. Throw a model in there.
yep.
Get a spiky dice roll. Maybe kill somebody.
And on the charge, if he can heroic on Decimate, he's throwing something like 13 dice. There's pretty good odds he's going to hit that knockdown.
Right.
And from there, basically what he's looking at is if he can hit column four, throwing 9 dice, 10 dice with a crowd, with his legendary, and with usurper, throwing 10 dice, looking for column four against a 3-1 over and over and
Hmm.
over. I've seen worse odds than that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's all 2020. Clay had an incredible beginning of that game, and it got away from him, but I think that's much more about Mike's playing very perfectly than Clay being sloppy. I don't think Clay
No,
really had any glaring errors in that second half of that game. I think Mike just was able to take command and get it done. Score one for the dojo.
I think the only thing that kind of caught up with Clay was he didn't realize that he couldn't do a character play on the ground.
Right.
I think he would have
That's
I
just
think he would have
nerves.
altered the
Yeah.
way he did everything.
Yeah, it's
But
just nerves.
and it's a tense situation. I mean, Mike, I've been in those kind of games before where you start seeing somebody come back from a score where
Hmm.
you think you've got it over, and then all of a sudden the score is kind of creeping back up on you. You get really tight. You don't play your best.
Yeah.
So I thought Clay played a very good first half of the game.
Yeah, he played a good second half too. Just a little timid, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of pressure. This was round one of a pretty substantial tournament.
Hmm.
There's a lot that was against a very, very good player. I believe Mike was part of the team that won this last year, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken.
Don't want to spoil anything. We got 3 more episodes of this coming.
No, no, but I'm talking about from 2016
Oh,
or
right, 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 right,
2017.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. They took it in 2017. Yeah.
I mean, I will say that I'm pretty sure that anybody that is watching this can hop on Longshanks and have looked at the
Yeah, yeah,
results.
yeah, yeah.
So,
And by the way, let me look while I'll get the IDs of these. Longshanks.org. But yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we really hope that you enjoyed watching. And if you did, please let us know. Any comments, Brian? Where can they find us?
so I think for the moment we will probably be working out of your blog, I believe. I can't remember the URL, so why don't you give that one?
That's momentousTackle.wordpress.com.
I'm glad you said it because I thought it was Blogspot, so I definitely would add it wrong.
And we'll put this on Gubs, and I'll blast it on Twitter. Do you have any social media you want folks to follow you on?
So if we can get this, if we get a little bit of attention, I'll probably set up a Facebook page
Yeah.
for the cast. Do you have a Facebook for Momentous Tackle?
I don't. You can always follow me on Twitter at Squirtle So Happy. If you search Lon Sims or Taylon, TEHLON, you'll find us. Or you can just hit me up in the G Guild Ball Zone Wank Dungeon on Discord, and I'll get you whatever information you need.
I simply want to say really quick in response to Squirrel So Happy, nerd.
Yeah, whatever. We're talking about playing with toy soldiers here.
Oh, I didn't. I'll call it on myself. So in the future, we might look at setting up a Facebook page to cover both the blog and the cast. But since we're just now rebooting the cast, we haven't even gotten that far. So bear with us on that. But
Yeah, man.
I also will be setting up an email for this. I will try to post that at the end of the clip or sometime during where we're talking. But it will be on YouTube and it should be pretty accessible.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the next episode already. Got my juices flowing.
And if you have any feedback, if either of our mics do not sound good, please, by all means, give us any feedback. We already know that the video quality is not the absolute best, especially because of the light positioning in the venue. And that's just going to be a little bit of a learning. We're going to have to learn to tinker with it. This was Lon's first time running the camera.
Jeez, throw me under the bus, man.
Oh, no, I was actually trying to give you a little bit of credit. You got everything set up perfectly. You just don't let me talk, man.
All right, guys.
But
we appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And
Thanks,
hit us up with any comments. We appreciate any feedback. And we will try to have the game 2 out of 4 coming up within the next week or two. So thank you again. We really appreciate everything.
Have a good one.
Good night, guys.